Namaste children. Today we are going to learn about aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat is of two kinds. One is saline water habitat, another one is freshwater habitat. Now coming to the freshwater habitat and saline water, some kinds of fishes will be present. The body of the aquatic habitat animals will be streamlined, that is the shape of the body will be like a boat, so it will easily cut through the water and swims, and gills are present for the respiration, and body is protected by scales. But some animals which are present in the saline water, mammals, like some animals like dolphins which are present in the saline water habitat animals, they will have their nostrils which are helping to breathe air from the atmosphere called blowholes. So water will be coming out like a fountain and air will be going into the animal body. Whereas completely in aquatic animals, gills are the main breathing. When the water is flowing through the gills, the dissolved oxygen will be absorbed by the gills. In such a way, the animals which are present in the water habitat will survive. For the respiratory purpose, oxygen will be getting from the dissolved oxygen which is present in the water. Now coming to the water plants, some have roots fixed in the soil, some will be floating, some will be submerged. That is partially inside water like hanging plants, partially above it will be, which are rooted or fixed in the soil underwater is example Vallisneria. Hydrilla is submerged, and floating is lotus is also a floating leaves and flowers, but the roots will be rooted into the soil. Now in Vallisneria, the leaves will be ribbon-like in the shape and can bend in the water to prevent uprooting from the soil. Then since water is having water currents that is continuously flowing, and this creates a force in the water body, so the plants easily can be uprooted. To avoid that, to prevent that, what will happen? The leaves will be in the ribbon shape and they will be bent towards the soil. The lotus is hollow. That means inside nothing will be present. Any material won't be present. It is like a tube, and it will be long and light in weight, and the leaves are disc shaped and wax coated, so that they will float on water, and this waxy coating prevent water stagnating on the leaf. If water is stagnant on the leaves or in the plant, what will happen? The foliage of the plant will be spoiled, and the leaves will be spoiled, and the plant will die. Hollow tubes will make the plant float in the water. Leaf stalk is filled with air, so that it will be easy to float on the water, helps in floating. Even in the next slide, what it is, water hyacinth will have some air filled leaf like structures down the leaf. Those are also called as those are also helps in floating. That is water hyacinth, usually will be filled in the ponds and streams and lakes. Then animal adaptations in aquatic region. These are the penguins. They will have a strong webbed feet which are helping in the swimming in the water, and they can breathe in the water and also on the land. For example, frog, the skin helps in breathing when it is in the water, and coming out of the water, lung breathing only frogs are. And webbed feet helps in swimming in the water. The strong back legs to take long leaps, that is hopping movement in the frog will be, and sticky tongue to catch the insects. So what frog is an amphibian, that means it can live on land as well as in the water also. Even penguins also can swim. It cannot fly up, so, and it can swim with the webbed feet, and it is one of the cold region bird. and they will be moving in the groups, and it catches fishes for the food. That time it will go into the water and it swims and catch the prey. Now, yesterday what we have seen, the terrestrial habitats, that is desert, how the roots will be spreading. Some roots are growing deep into the soil till water table to absorb water, and some roots will be growing horizontally in the top layers of the soil to collect surface water, and leaves will be turned into thorn like structures, and some are having some tuber like or bulb like structures to store the water. And these are all the different adaptations the desert plants will have. And leaves will be totally turned into thorns, and stem will be green and fleshy, which stores water in case of some other plants. And it stores even food also, and it prepares food by with the help of sunlight and by undergoing the process of photosynthesis. And some of the rats will be burrowing animals. During those are nocturnal. During night time they will come out of the burrow, and during daytime they will be inside the burrow and prevent from hot the body from the hot conditions. And they will be merging with the color, the body color will be, and fur will be very less, so that precipitation will be less in those animals. Now this is a grassland animal lion, which is undergoing the camouflage, because here the grass will be, as I told, 7 to 8 feet long. So whenever it want to protect itself, it will merge with the surroundings and hide in the grass. So, and even it when it wants to catch the prey also, it hides without visible to the uh, prey. And then whenever it is spotting the prey, it jumps on it and catches the prey. Now coming to the characteristics of living things, there are mainly 7 characteristics, that is movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, nutrition. The movement, the action by an organism or a part of an organism causing a change of position is called as movement. That means displacing from one place to another place is movement, which is biologically called as locomotion. That is position change. So suppose for example you will be in the school at 8:45, you will be at home in the evening by 4 o'clock. This is movement of your body, that is displacing, the position is changing, which is known as locomotion. And we are having 2 legs, so bipedal, pedaling, cycling, we are saying pedaling with the legs moving. 2 legs are there, bipedal. Bi means 2. Whereas other animals are having four legs for walking. Usually the mammals will be only bipedal movement will be seen in the human beings. Respiration is so many chemical reactions will be taking place in inhaling and exhaling together is called as respiration. And it helps in breaking down the digested food material and converts it into energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate. Wherever this is released into the cells in the form of energy, whenever necessary, we will be using this energy for our metabolic activities. Sensitivity is nothing but ability to detect or sense the changes in the environment. This is called as stimulus, which is given to our body, and we can immediately give the response because of this characteristics of sensitivity. For example, when you are touching a hot plate, immediately you will be removing your hand. So here stimulus is and response is removing the hand immediately. Next, growth. See, a permanent increase in size and dry mass by an increase in cell number or cell size or both at a time is called as growth. Now, for example, when you are in the first class, whatever shirt you wore, can you wear now in class 6th? No, because you have grown. This is called as size and shape change in the living organism is nothing but the growth. Next, reproduction. Living organisms can reproduce. This is of 3 types. We can say directly giving birth, that is viviparous, and laying eggs is oviparous, by laying eggs and hatching eggs, reproduction. by directly giving birth to young ones that animals will do, viviparous. Some will lay eggs as well as ovoviviparous, it will be called as. Now, excretion is removing extra which is not necessary for our body, which creates toxic, that is poisonous materials pooling up in the body due to metabolic activities, that removing out of the body and cells is called as excretion. Respiration is also one of the accessory excretory organ. How the carbon dioxide, which is toxic for our body, will be removed during respiratory process. And skin is one accessory because it is removing the extra minerals and excess of water in the form of sweat. And another one is excretory system. You know that kidneys are the main organs in the form of urine, and during digestive process also, the last process, that is egestion, the fecal matter will be thrown out through the anus, that is undigested, and toxic material will be thrown out in the form of nitrogenous waste. Now next is nutrition. Proteins, minerals, vitamins, fats, which are containing all the raw materials which will be taken up by us, and also gives energy for the growth and tissue repair, that is absorbing and assimilation in the small intestine. This is all called as the digestive system, and releasing energy together is nutrition and a balanced diet. Now, coming to what we have studied in the characteristic features of living organisms, once again, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition.